Met a lot of people from around the world too. As you know, this show is being seen in Australia. We have viewers in Sydney. I met a bunch of people from Australia. Australia is in very good shape financially right now. They haven't had the recession or depression that we've experienced. They're not suffering, obviously, from the euro problem, and they're making money. Everyone's making money in Australia, so a lot were on vacation. A lot of Chinese people, especially in Santorini in Greece, so many Chinese people, and their economy, the government makes sure their economy is always good regardless of what you read. And Germans. Not many Germans. Only one family. They had I stayed in the caves in Santorini. This is a terrific experience. You're on the side of a mountain about 1,000 or 2,000 feet up, and you're living in a hole. It's got a door because they fixed it up in front, but it's a cave that's left there because the volcano that exploded in 1600 BC left these caves and split the island up. Next to me was a German family. Got to know them a bit also. So let's get started. I learned some things, and my first topic involves Greece and the Nazi Party, and I am going to share with you what I saw, what I heard, what I've read, and I think this is a bit scary, what I am going to be relating. The Nazi Party in Germany is on the rise. They are becoming powerful, especially in the last 2 years. In fact, that was their last year for 4 weeks. I saw a bit of it. This year, I can see their increase in power. It is tremendous. It is going up like this. I wrote, in fact, this week, I wrote a major article on this, the rise of Nazi power in Germany. It came out in yesterday's Conch Life, which was published here. Unfortunately, it's only available in the Florida Keys, but I'm going to share some of the thoughts I had in there with you now. You have to understand, of all the Euro nations, Greece is in the worst shape. 1.4 million people unemployed. The whole country is only 5 to 6 million people. Okay, and 1.4 million are unemployed. That means 27% people unemployed, of which 65% of that 27% are under the age of 25. College students graduated who now cannot find jobs. The Greek Stock Exchange, and this says it all too, the Greek Stock Exchange since 2007, hear me, since 2007 has dropped 85%. There's no jobs. There are absolutely no jobs. People keep getting laid off. Some work without pay for a while, hoping things are going to get better. But people are out of work. Husbands and wives who could feed their families in the past, worked every day, generally at the same job for years, no longer can work, no longer can put food on the table. Putting food on the table, that basic of life, is lacking in Greece. It is very difficult to do. It is causing big-time problems. There were demonstrations last year. If you recall, I wrote about this. I spoke about it on this show. I participated in 3 demonstrations in front of Parliament. When I say I demonstrated, I got up and I walked through them. And even though I didn't speak Greek, I knew what they were talking about. You know, Germany be damned, the hell with the euro, the hell with Merkel. In fact, and these were all conservative people of all ages in this crowd of 3,000 or 4,000. Every time Mrs. Merkel's name was mentioned, she's the president of Germany, prime minister, they spit, batung, on the ground. That's what they think of Germany. That's what they think of Mrs. Merkel. But things are different this year. The people are quiet. They're not yelling and screaming. Something has happened in the last year, and the people know there's a change coming maybe. They're concerned about what that change might be, but on the other hand, the change right now is bringing, or appears to be bringing, things for the better. And the change is the growth of the Nazi Party. Same type party that Hitler had back in the 30s and 40s. Okay, the party is called the Golden Dawn Party. Golden Dawn Party's been in existence for 20 years. Some years only a paper operation, but 3 or 4 years ago, because of the economy, they came back to life. In the elections last year in the elections. They won 18 seats in parliament. This makes the Golden Dawn Party, the Nazi Party, the third largest political party in Greece. They also have a seat in the president's cabinet, which reflects their growing power. Understand this, please. Let me make myself clear that the government of Greece is a coalition-type government. You don't elect the president directly. The political party, the people elect legislators. Then the legislators break down based on their political party. No one party in Greece is big enough to have the majority required to elect the president. So there has to be a coalition. The first two parties hate each other. It's like the Republicans and the Democrats, so they don't get along. But the third party, the Nazi Party, the Golden Dawn Party, everybody's sucking up to them because their 18 votes decides who the president's going to be. So they are in a position of power. Now, I say that what I saw, what I heard, what I read is reflective of Nazi Germany in the late 1920s and early 1930s, when Hitler was coming to power and finally did achieve power. What is it that I saw? Okay, they had black shirts. Hitler had brown shirts. These people wore black uniforms. They're men, okay, pitch black uniforms. Beautiful men. They're all in their 20s. They would be Aryans if this was the 1930s in Germany. The only difference is they don't have blonde hair. They have Greek hair, black hair, shiny black hair. Beautiful, strong, well-built. They're on the street corners in groups of 10 and 20, day and night. They ride mopeds 2 at a time, 2 mopeds together also at the same time. You walk by them and they stare at you, piercing. Their eyes go right through your body. Scary. I'm going to tell you, I felt intimidated each time I saw them. Intimidated. They have a youth movement. Familiar again? A youth movement. Children join it. They wear the black shirts with an insignia on the chest of the Golden Dawn Party. They have a flag. It's got the swastika on it. Not quite the same, 95% the same. Just a little bit different, but they have the flag with the swastika. They have a scapegoat. Hitler made the Jews the scapegoat. The Greek party makes immigrants the scapegoat. They're blaming the immigrants who came from the Balkans and from the Russian countries and from Asia and Africa. They're blaming them for the bad economy, not the euro situation, because it took all the money they took jobs that the Greeks should have had, and they got benefits from the social network. They needed medicine, they needed this and that, and it busted the Greek economy, they're saying. Not quite true. Not quite true. That isn't why Greece went bust. The immigrants are a contributing factor, but small, minuscule. But the Nazi Party has made them the enemy. So here's what's happening, okay? They beat the immigrants up on the street. Yes, they take them out and they beat them with clubs. They go to the stores, the commercial businesses of the immigrant people. They put big black X's on their windows. They put a sign on the door, "Do not do business here." Sound familiar again? And what do the police do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They stand by and watch. Why? Well, as it turns out, half of the Athens police force are members of the Nazi Party, the Golden Dawn Party. And a lot of them became that because when these demonstrations started last year, the people were beating up the cops. It wasn't the cops that were keeping the people in control who were demonstrating. There were so many demonstrators, the policemen just couldn't handle it. Who do you think came and helped the police? The Golden Dawn Party, the black shirts, the Nazis. They came and they stood with the Athens Police Department, and since that day, they are united like this. It goes farther. The government also tolerates them. And judges, the court system, it is said that half of the judges are favorable or in support of the new party, and they're doing anything they can, this group of judges, just like the police, to help out the Nazi Party. They have a salute. Remember Heil Hitler? Well, they don't say Heil Hitler, but they got the same arm up salute. They have a problem with food. They don't have any food. No one has any food in Greece. Food, hard to get. Can't put enough food on the table for your family, for your children. The Nazi Party will give you food. If you go to them and say, I'm hungry, I cannot feed my family, they'll give you food like you won't believe. Bags of food. If you go to them and you've been charged with a crime, they'll get you off. There are conditions involved, though. You must sign a statement saying you're a member of the party and you pledge your allegiance to the party. You must attend party events, rallies, and so forth. Stay with me. When I come back, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this that is even more shocking. We're going to break, folks. I'll be back in a minute.